The first option offered in the Slicer Properties panel is the material type. Currently, there are 3 materials available here, including Rizium-1, Rizium-Carbon, and Rizium-ST. Rizium-1 and Rizium-ST have nearly identical material properties, and they are treated the same for toolpath generation. The difference between these materials is that Rizium-ST is a semi-translucent version of the white Rizium-1 material, which makes Rizium-ST better optimized for displaying vivid colors when printing full-color models on an X-RIZE machine. As for Rizium-Carbon, this material has a more differentiated formulation and is thus processed in slightly different ways by the slicer. The second adjustment available in the Slicer Properties panel controls the layer thickness, sometimes called the vertical resolution. This controls the vertical travel between one printed layer and the next. In this case, there are 2 options available. The standard layer thickness produces layers with a thickness of 250 microns, and the fine layer thickness produces layers with a thickness of 125 microns. Fine resolution is available only to Rizium-1 and Rizium-ST prints, not to Rizium-Carbon prints. As shown in the layer count, selecting the fine resolution option approximately doubles the total number of layers in the print. So it's increased from approximately 200 to approximately 400. Also, when the honeycomb fill option is selected, fine resolution prints produce a higher infill density than standard resolution prints. So the next control offered in the Slicer Properties panel is the interior fill, sometimes called the infill density. The 2 options offered here include the solid fill, which generates toolpaths that fill the volume of each model with no gaps, and the honeycomb style fill, which produces an alternating cross pattern that leaves square cavities in the volume of the model. The honeycomb style can reduce print time and material usage, but at the cost of a moderate loss in strength. In the case of fill styles, Rizium-Carbon is once again processed with some differences. For solid fills, while Rizium-1 and ST use a dense crisscross pattern among layers, Rizium-Carbon instead fills internal layers with successive contour fills, which helps to improve the strength of these parts. For honeycomb fills, Rizium-Carbon also fills with a crisscross pattern, but it is much denser than that of Rizium-1 or ST, even for their fine resolution honeycomb fills. The next video will explore how to navigate slice layers and how to interpret toolpath layouts.